Hey YouTube, it's Sean, Griffin RC Planes. Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody got to go fly. I tried, guys. It was just rainy and windy the whole weekend. I tried to go night flying last night, and I actually was charging batteries and getting the night timber ready. And when I went out the front door with I think I had my radio and a camera with me. If you want to win a jet like this, all you have to do is subscribe. Click the like button and leave a comment. And then ring the bell so you don't miss my next video. At 1,000 subscribers, we gave this jet away. At 5,000, we're going to give another one. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see when that time comes. So hey, subscribe, guys. Happy flying. I just saw the trees blowing. I said, dang, man, I should have checked my weather app before I left. 10 o'clock at night, it's never windy. And it was like 13 miles an hour. So I hung that up. Then tomorrow, Monday, I'm off work. My mom and I both have a doctor appointment, but I'll have the whole afternoon off or in the morning. And I was like, okay, tomorrow, Monday's the day. I'm going to maiden the Avios King Twin 1700. And looking at my weather app that really hasn't ever let me down is like a 13 gusting 24 or something like that. So gonna hang up the idea for the maiden on the Avios tomorrow. But anyways, I figured we'd do about 10 minutes of questions and answers because it's quite impossible for me to respond to every YouTube comment, but I really like the comments, guys. I glance through them quite often. Every now and again, without even trying, it'll pop up on my phone, and I'll happen to catch one, and that really makes my day, especially when I'm at work. So the comments are good, the thumbs up are good, hitting the like symbol and ringing the notification bell, all that stuff tells the YouTube algorithm that not only do you guys watch it, that you guys go the extra mile to say thanks. And then when they see all that, then they'll push my videos in front of other people. The YouTube algorithm, it's taken me a while to understand it, but it just kind of learns your habits, what you watch. Have you noticed that you'll be watching, say, me, and then just going down the rabbit hole, the next thing you know, you're looking at fishing boats, and now you're looking at tires that happen to go on that boat trailer, and then all of a sudden, all the videos that pop up in front of you are something about bass fishing. So that's how it goes. And if people are into RC, the stuff that might just pop up in front of them could happen to be me. So the more people that see me, the more get help. That's been my whole goal from this YouTube journey is give back, because I learned everything I've learned from YouTube. And I once was the guy with a plane, the apprentice. I'll try to say apprentice with a plane, a plane. And I was the guy starting out, and I was watching all these videos trying to figure out, they'd say a 3S battery. What in the heck is a 3S? I probably watched 50 videos before I figured out that a 3S battery, was an abbreviation for a 3-cell. Well, then I had to figure out what a cell was, and then I had to figure out how to charge them, and why would you discharge them, and what does that really mean, and how come the battery's strong and then it just dies? So I watched all these videos to learn this stuff, and now I want to pass it along in a short form and make it where people can understand it. And if I talk to myself in the mirror, then I understand it, and that's how I want to present it to you guys. So that's that. So let's take about 10 minutes, and I'll run through the YouTube comments. And I got a way to just look at the comments that contain a question. The dang supercomputers are smart enough to realize that, and I'll just scroll through 10 or 15 of them or something, and we'll check them out. So I'm in comments, and I'm going to click contains a question, and then I haven't responded. And here's one from 22 hours ago. So I'll scroll down, and this goes back 2 weeks. So we'll just answer a few of them. So GS Plus 2 says, thanks for another excellent video. I just bought an NX6 and set up one model, but now I want to rename the plane. How do you edit a plane name? And, okay, so I did respond to this question, and I responded to his question in a video. And then I wrote this person back saying, your video is out. So I did a video on how to rename a plane. So that was cool. Let's hit the old backaroo button here. And let's see, from a month ago. This is talking about my E-Flight Carbon Z-Cub touch-up paint. Somebody says, looks good. Could you drop an eBay link in the video? All right. Several of you guys have asked for eBay links, and I want to get eBay links eventually to put in the YouTube videos. And I want to have other links in the videos. But what you guys may not know is when there's a link directly in the bottom that you can click on, that the person, like me, that is presenting the video to you is making some kind of a cut from whoever is selling per the link. All the people that you watch, including me, and they get this new battery, this new plane, and they say, hey, if you want to find out some more information, or you want to read all the specifications, or you want to know where to get one, I'll put a link down below. Well, that person's getting like a 4 to 5% commission on the sale. Now, if I put links in the videos, then I don't have a chance to get paid for my video. So I got to kind of figure out if it's a wash or not. You know, this video is going to be out for a long time and get played over and over and over and over, and could stack up to be $10 if I put a link in there for my awesome touch-up paint that I'm making, and I make whatever, $100 off of it throughout the course of a month. And then let's say I get out of the paint business. Now this video is going to be out, and I can't make any revenue off of it for the ads. So that's why I haven't done the links. But I've said, hey, search on eBay. I'm the only person that's doing touch-up paint. So it's pretty easy to find. And we'll find another one here. This one's about the Spectrum USB program cable and registering your receivers and your transmitters. And this person, Pork Chop, says, is the Spectrum update cable the same as the Spectrum programmer cable? Yes, it is. If it's got a USB plug on one end and then a servo plug on the other, it is the same. Let me grab it real quick. Hang tight. Okay, the part number is SPMA 3065. It's got the USB plug on one, like your home computer size USB, or your cell phone charger that everybody knows that USB. And on the other side has a servo plug. And the part number I just said is what we use for the update and programming of the 636 receivers, or updating and programming all the transmitters and or receivers that we've been talking about. Now, there's also stuff that looks just like this that's for the helicopter guys that program their flybarless units and stuff. So they could possibly look alike, but as far as our receivers go and the DXE transmitters, this right here. So that's that. And let's see, Travis Tater says, where would be a good place to pick up the motor mount for, I think it's 120B and 1208 and 1208B motors. Travis Tater says, where would be a good place to pick up the motor mount for, I think it's 1208 and a 1208B motor. Let me look that up real quick, guys. Hang tight. Okay, the 1208 motor is the brushless outrunner motor for the UMX planes. Just like this guy right here. It's just a little tiny L shape that the motor plugs into. Now, I haven't tried to buy just the mount, but we'll do it all together right now. and I Googled it to figure out what it is. I'm going to click on shopping, and we'll see what we can come up with. We can always go to the Horizon website. So there's not a whole lot directly on Google. So let's go to Tower. I like Tower Hobbies over Horizon Hobby. They're now the same company. They've probably been the same company for the past 3 or 4 years. But I like Tower Hobbies because I remember that name 25 years ago. I remember getting the book. It was kind of like the Sears Wish book, and I just remember it. And I think it's just a cool name. It's been around for a while. So I like Tower Hobbies. Plus, they sell stuff that Horizon Hobbies doesn't sell. Different brands, more variety of knick-knack hobby stuff. The Horizon Hobbies is, every part you're going to buy is a piece for a certain plane they sell. Tower Hobbies, you can just, you can look for this motor mount for whatever, and you can custom make stuff, and they're just going to have more of a selection of other things. So we're now on Tower Hobbies website, and things are pulling up. It's still storming, so the internet is a little slow. Just a little. So let's type in the UMX motor mount. They might not sell them individually now that I'm thinking that, it might be fixed to the fuselage so much that you just can't get it. This one is out of a wrecked UMX timber, and I didn't get the plane when it was wrecked, so I don't know. I mean, it's still got part of the fuselage with it. Alright, so yes, you can get motor mounts all by themselves. There's a UMX motor mount. They're $5.99. It doesn't say what plane it's for. The UMX P51, $10.99. So yes, you can get the motor mounts just by themselves, and you're probably going to have to look for your UMX plane that you have, and then look for spare parts. I just typed in UMX motor mounts, and it came up with a set for the Twin Otter. It just says UMX motor mount. It looks similar to this one, but it's white. And then there's one above it specifically for the P51. All right, so back to YouTube questions here. And Eric Bullock says, do the voice alerts get transferred also, or do you have to program them? And that's on our video with how to import the models to a Spectrum NX transmitter from a DX transmitter. And no, the voice alerts, when you flip your switch and it says AS3X mode, you set that up in your transmitter, and you'll have to set that up for your other transmitter. Some transmitters probably don't have the same voice options. So no, you gotta, the voice alerts are going to be separate. And on the video Spectrum NX transmitter import models, somebody, DX Wing, says, can you buy that in the Philippines? So, hey, Philippines, I don't know if you can or not. I do not know. Lorraine Wilson says, hey Sean, this is a really great idea. Do you have any other colors available coming? About my touch-up paint lineup. I need a few colors, but especially the orange color for the E-Flite EC1500. Most of my planes are either E-Flite or FMS or Arrows. I live in Australia, and with postage the total comes to like $44 something. Now, I remember this person sent me a message on eBay, and we talked a little bit, and I think the bare minimum shipping to Australia from the US is like $16, and that's a 1 pound or less. So I said, hey, get together with your friends and figure out what plane they have, and we can probably get enough touch-up paint for 5 or 6 planes or 4 or 5 or whatever, and we might stay under the 1 pound limit, and then everybody could just split it up. That's my only that's my only thought real quick on that. If it's like 1 pound is $16, and then the other set of postage is, I think it's like a letter size, just a ounce or so, and that's like a $4 or $5. So I'd say get some friends together and let's get a bunch of different colors, and we'll ship it all out together and everybody can save. And Christopher Gallego, let's not butcher your name. Christopher, well, it's Gagliano. Gagliano. Christopher Gagliano. And he says, well, you landed hard enough to knock some fillings out of the pilot's teeth. For sure. Beautiful. My instructor would say that's below par. That was my friend flying his Sport Cub. And it was windy, man. It was so windy that he was flying and the dang plane was staying stationary. And yeah, that was quite the day. Oh, I don't see many other questions here. So Marty, he's been around for a long time. Hey Marty, he says, hey, how you doing these days, and how's your mom doing? That's one bright airplane, I tell you, talking about the Night Timber X. He said, I was watching the 3S battery flight, and when you landed and shut off, he said, nice flying. He said, I can't find the 4S flight with the prop change. And so all the other flights since that one time have been with the 4S battery. And I'm using a 13x5 wood prop. And so far, so good. So, and for those of you that don't know about my mom, last August of 2022, well, go back 2 months prior to that, 2 or 3 months prior, my mom's husband passed away. They lived in California, and he died in like March. And the talk always was that my mom was going to have to move out here to Tennessee, where my brother and I are, if he passed before she did. Well, that time came. Well, she called and she said, I'm ready to move out here. And I said, why don't we just wait till the first of the year? That way I'll have some vacation time saved up, and we'll just work out all the details between now and then. This is back in like June last year. And then she's like, no, I need to do this sooner. And I now know why. So last August, on the 3rd of all days, I rented a car, and my dog and I drove all the way to California. And when I got there, I was blown away. I was completely clueless of my mom's health condition. I hadn't seen her in person in like a little over 3.5 years. And when I saw her 3.5 years ago, she had what she called vertigo, which is something to do with her balance, but she had a cane. And she flew here all by herself, rented a car, at the airport, drove to my house, and we hung out for like 6 days. And then she drove back to the airport and, went home. Well, then fast forward 3.5 years, and I'm knocking on the door, and she had mentioned that she got diagnosed with Parkinson's. But that was kind of all that was said. She said it's hard to get around. She can't do things like she used to. Can't, walk like she used to. And that's kind of just, unfortunately, normal conversation with getting older. It's bad. It's bad, guys. The vertigo is your balance, and the Parkinson's is thinking and confusing yourself a lot. And with the Parkinson's is other side effects like dementia, and it just sucks, man. It's not good. So I was blown away. So I spent what I thought was going to be there and back in 2 weeks with my mom, and I spent 6 weeks there fixing her house up, selling her house. She had an estate sale lined up that I stopped halfway through it because it was just, everything was getting sold for just dirt cheap, and she told me that it was going to be one price for everything, and And it turned out that it was going to be something else. And then the auctioneer guy said, no, man, I would never say that, you know. So there was just a lot of confusion, and I don't know who was right, but the guy felt for me, and he ended up stopping it and have all his people leave after half the house was empty for garage sale prices. And so I stayed and sold stuff, and I fixed the house up. You know, every door jamb and was messed up from wheelchairs and walkers, and it was bad. It was a nice house, and it was beat up. So I did a lot of work, sold the house. Her and I, my dog, and her 2 dogs drove it back cross country. What took me 2.5 days to get there took us like almost 6 to get back. And anyways, I moved her into an assisted living facility, and she was there for 2 weeks, and she fell and broke her hip. That's horrible. But there's a good part of breaking the hip is because when she got here, she had no doctors. I was at the very beginning stages of learning on what to do, how to take care of, you know, my mom that has all these medical conditions. And anyways, being in the hospital for over 2 weeks with surgery and you know, before the surgery and after the surgery, there she got to meet an awesome, a brain doctor and the awesome surgeon, and got a, you know, a regular doctor, your primary care, and just got to meet all these people, and they all care for her. Neurologist, that's him. And then after surgery, she had to go to a skilled nursing home, and they didn't do that where she lives at an assisted living facility. And she was there for over 2 months, but she stayed there longer than normal because of me, and I was in communication with the whole staff there, just because she was getting so much better. The doctors were figuring out her doses and trying this and trying that and what works best. And then the skilled nursing home staying in contact with me. I said, hey, as long as the insurance will pay for it, keep her there, because the longer she's there, the better. And she was there like, oh God, 10 weeks or so. And when she came out of that place, she walked out with no cane or anything, just good, healthy, right diet, right medicine. So now she's been back at her place, the assisted living facility, and she's doing almost as good. She's not as energetic and mobile as she was at the skilled nursing place, because there they were, you know, working with her all the time, you know, physical therapy and this and that, and then they had, you know, nutrition seminars or whatever, you know. So it was more hands-on at the skilled nursing home place. But where she's at now, the medicine is figured out, and she has physical therapy that come there. And anyway, she's just doing a lot better. She can walk now, and she has a walker, but she'll use it to get up, and then she kind of just keeps it by her side. And so far, so good. So yeah, mom's doing pretty good. I'm gonna see her tomorrow. So thanks for asking. One more question. We'll wrap it up. Let's see here. Let's see. My throat's getting dry. Let's see what the most recent one is out of everything. I'll take all these. Okay, Camp Grandy says, this is about my extra 300 3D plan that got squashed. I bought the brand new extra 300 3D, and I got it for like $188. And it was new in the box, but it was box damaged, and the wings kind of busted. One of the wings is fixed really good by the miracle of hot bath water. And he says, I wonder if you would be money ahead to cut it along the bend seam and add a couple carbon fiber rods for strength. It will glue back with more strength than before, and will also eliminate the aileron flex. So I think that what he's talking about was before we tried the hot water bathtub experience. You know, the wing was pretty good, and it's broke in the middle. When I shine a light through it in different angles and stuff, I can see a crack all the way through it. So, and then I can kind of flex it like this, and the aileron will jump up. So definitely broken. But now the bathtub straightened it out. So now I just got the fracture going through it, So I'm going to cut some slots, and we're going to do a video on that next. And I'm going to lay down these splints in there and glue them in. And then I'm also going to keep like a tally on how much I'm putting in that wing, so I can put the exact same amount in the other for balance. So, all right, guys. Hey, that's it. We'll do this again another time. So I appreciate it. Hey, give me a thumbs up. It goes a long ways. Leave a comment. How about a video idea? And do this guy right here. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next one. All right, guys. Hey, thank you. Have a wonderful week. And until next time, you'll see me here. Adios. Oh, that's the marker.